So what I tell real estate agents, I say, go to your database, look for anyone in your database that's 62 and older. Oftentimes they've lived in their home for a long time, so they have a lot of equity, but maybe that home doesn't suit them in this stage of life. Maybe it's too much to maintain, or maybe there's stairs they can't navigate anymore, or maybe the neighborhood's changed and they don't feel safe. So they go through their database, they identify those clients that are 62 years or older, have a lot of equity, and they approach them with something like this. What if you could increase your buying power by 35 to 45%, move to a newer home with updated amenities, no deferred maintenance, live in the part of town you want to live in, perhaps closer to family, and make one large down payment and not have a monthly mortgage payment?
You are listening to the number one real estate podcast in the world. We talk with real estate professionals all across North America, but their wins, losses, lessons, and stories help you win in your local market today. My name is Cody from Sheridan Street. You usually have a co-host that joins me. Vic is doing some things with some new sales reps today, doing some hiring, doing some training. So I am flying solo here today, but I have a very special guest by the name of Kevin Guttman. Kevin, what's up, man? How you doing? Why don't you give us kind of the 30 to 60-second Cliff Notes version on kind of who you are and kind of what you do, and then we'll kind of hopefully try to provide some value to our listeners today.
Absolutely. Thanks, Cody. Grew up in Southern California in a real estate home. My dad was a realtor and investor, trained new agents as well. And I left the nonprofit world after 12 years. My wife and I both have a real estate background. We started flipping houses, ultimately got into the mortgage industry. 2004, 2007, I got trained in reverse mortgages, but honestly, there were some things about the program I just wasn't comfortable with. 2015, the government changed those few things that I was not set with it initially. And since then, last 10 years, I've been offering reverse mortgages, and now a majority of my business is reverse mortgage. And there's a specific strategy we might want to talk about with your audience that might help them get more business.
Well, before we get to that, I speak with a lot of agents that, that aren't necessarily aware of the funding side. They might be, they're aware of the contracts, they're aware of but they're not aware of all the grants and all the things that are available to, homeowners. Generally, they lean on a mortgage lender for that. So what can you give us kind of a 60-second explanation or even less of what is a reverse mortgage, just for maybe even the new agents listening? What's a reverse mortgage? Why even consider something like this? What is it in the first place?
Yeah, a reverse mortgage, they've been around since 1961. 1988, our government started regulating them through FHA and HUD, and it allows a senior homeowner, 62 years and older, to remain in their home, maintain their independence, gain access to their equity, refrain from having a monthly mortgage payment, retain ownership on title. So basically, it's a way for them to stay in their home and not have a monthly mortgage payment.
Got it. We were chatting in the green room, and we were kind of talking about something specific for real estate agents that could actually really help them potentially even close more deals. And we're very big proponents. We have a training community where we train really our mission and our goal is to help real estate agents get to a consistent 2 deals a month. We believe that, fundamentally believe that if they could just get to 2 deals a month, their lives fundamentally change. So we do a lot of that is what are some different creative ways in order to kind of close deals. So we were chatting in the green room about a specific type of reverse mortgage that actually helps the real estate agent kind of potentially have an upper hand on their competition. Can you walk me through what that is and walk me through step by step and walk our listeners through step by step what that would look like and what that could potentially mean for their business?
Sure. So what I tell real estate agents, I say, go to your database, look for anyone in your database that's 62 and older. Oftentimes they've lived in their home for a long time, so they have a lot of equity, but maybe that home doesn't suit them in this stage of life. Maybe it's too much to maintain, or maybe there's stairs they can't navigate anymore, or maybe the neighborhood's changed and they don't feel safe. So they go through their database, they identify those clients that are 62 years or older, have a lot of equity, and they approach them with something like this. What if you could increase your buying power by 35 to 45%, move to a newer home with updated amenities, no deferred maintenance, live in the part of town you want to live in, perhaps closer to family, and make one large down payment and not have a monthly mortgage payment? That's it right there. So they get both sides, Cody. They get the listing and they get the sale. And the beauty of it is there's no competition because that's their own database. The other realtors don't even know. Most realtors don't even know that this is possible.
Oh
So it's
man,
a great
so good.
way. Yeah, it's just a great way to not just help your clients, but get both sides and make a good living on it.
So I want to do something really quickly with you because it's so funny. Like before we hopped on this session today, like one of the things that we're working on right now with our clients is we have a custom GPT tool that we created specifically for writing better emails that get read, open, and responded to. And I literally just sent out an email to our database prior to, because our clients are loving this tool. It makes it really easy. If it's cool with you, what I would love to do is like again, I want to show them, because you have all the knowledge about the thing. I would love to like kind of take them through like how you would like you give me the information, and then we can kind of like use this tool um in order to kind of like write an email to the database and kind of show them firsthand like what that would actually even look like. So let's walk them through this really quickly. So generally what I say is I would say, hey, you are Gary Halbert, one of my favorite copywriters. You're Gary Halbert and Leo Burnett, writing an email to our database of people that are, they have to be over 62, right? That are over
Correct.
62 years old,
And have a lot of
um,
equity.
and have a lot of equity inside of their home.
They don't feel like they can afford to move, but the current home they live in is no longer suitable because of maintenance, perhaps neighborhood, just the structure of the home, the layout of the home. They can't go up and down the
Yep.
stairs, that kind of thing. The pitches. What if you could increase your purchasing power by 35 to 45%? When buying your next home, you could get a home
A newer home. Okay.
with updated amenities, no deferred maintenance in the part of town you want to live in. You make one large down payment and would have no monthly mortgage payment.
And then what we do is we say, hey, make the call to action to respond to the email with the words reverse mortgage. So what this is going to do, let's have a look. So this is literally with this, like with exactly what Kevin is doing. What we can do is write an email here, trapped in the wrong home, read this. How to afford your next home without a mortgage payment. Like literally, you take any one of these subject lines, you A/B test them, and you say, "Hey, dear friend, let's talk about the home you're in right now. You probably bought it years ago. It was right for the season of life. Maybe you raised a family there. Maybe it was close to work. Maybe the price made. But today, something's changed. The stairs feel steeper. The yard work never ends. Yada yada. And what this is going to do is going to write your entire, no catch, no gimmicks. It's a federally insured program. And then what you do is you get them to reply with the word reverse mortgage. Now, the only thing I would change in this email here is I would say at the very beginning, I would say, hey, if you're currently over the age of 62, read this email. If you're not, this isn't for you. Because what you want to do in the email is you want to make sure we call out the people immediately. So I just wanted to share that because I think that like that tactic of like writing an email directly to your email list and being able to kind of like get people to respond to you and then kind of like have that upper advantage versus every single other real estate in the market that's just kind of like talking about buying or selling, having these like key things that are a little bit different that kind of separates you from the marketplace is really massive. Let me ask you, Kevin, like if you like, how do you interact with real estate agents on a day-to-day basis? Like, how can they kind of like, if they don't necessarily understand this stuff, aside from listening to this podcast, how can they better understand the process so that they can actually defer that, refer this stuff to their clients? Because I find a lot of agents don't do these types of things because they don't understand it, and they would do better if they knew better. But like, how do they actually take the information that like of this reverse mortgage and like apply it to their real life circumstances with their clients, aside from sending an email?
Yeah. So oftentimes when I interact with an agent, I've developed a kit specifically for realtors, specifically talking about this. And in the kit, there's articles, there's FAQs, there's videos, there's a consumer guide, and all these things they can take out PDFs and they can forward to their clients.
So good.
So the idea is not to make them experts on reverse mortgages, but give them enough ammo, give them enough knowledge that they can talk intelligently with it, engage the client, and then they can refer it off. So if anybody wants one, I can send it to them. But it's a kit specifically I created for real estate agents so that they can generate more business.
That's so good. Um, like talking about kind of like what's going on in the world right now. There's a lot of agents that didn't do a deal last year. I think it was like close to 71% of agents didn't do a year. So a lot of people are suffering this year. Um, and they're really trying to find new ways of doing business. And this is like a phenomenal way in order to kind of like speak to a specific sub niche, like especially if you are like that is like a sub niche you work with. Like if you work with people 62 years older, this is a no brainer. Like you need to market this more aggressively. But like what are some other like broad things that you're thinking about kind of in the real estate industry, or some things that are like just going on that like you think agents should be aware of, whether it has to do with specifically reverse mortgages or just some other things that are kind of like coming to mind in the real estate industry today?
So one of them is we also have jumbo or proprietary reverse mortgages. You might have some agents in higher end markets, the coast, basically, properties over 1 million. And with those, borrowers only need to be 55.
Hmm.
And those values go from 1 million to 10 million. Same
Okay.
conversation, but basically, it's just another, it's the same thing, but it's proprietary. It's not government backed, but they have higher loan limits that they'll loan to. The other thing I would say is about just in real estate in general. And like I said, I grew up around real estate. My dad drilled into me from a little kid, buy a house as soon as you can. Recently, National Association of Realtors came out with a study. It showed homeowners have a 40x higher net worth than renters. So we should be banging that drum as loud as we can with everybody we talk to. Like, let us help you build wealth. Let us help you get into a home as soon as you can. The goal being to have it paid off by the time you're 62, because then you can use it to access your equity. You can turn that equity into monthly payments that you can live on tax free.
So good, man. Hey, Kevin, I appreciate your time today. If somebody were to want to reach out, they want to learn a little bit more about reverse mortgages or potentially working with you, um, how do we kind of, where do we send them? How do they reach out to you?
There's a specific website I have for realtors, and that would be the most helpful for your audience: helpingseniorsrelocate.com.
Oh, so good. So good. And master brander, like send them one spot, one call to action. Hey, Kevin, I want to say thank you for joining us today and providing so much value to our community, but also B, our listeners on our podcast. So, and I want to say thank you for tuning into another episode of the RE Agent Podcast. We'll see you soon.